Woohoo, Capricorn. This is Mystic GLoLady. This is your divinatory teaching for September 2015. And yes, you are looking at another new format. That's one thing you will find about me. I definitely tend to transform things that are not working good enough. I have a perfection problem. You wouldn't know that, would you, Capricorn, huh? Because I use everything. Alright, what you're looking at is what I'm going to be calling cheat sheets. And I'm going to be doing another reading, and it will go over all of the signs, symbols, glyphs, etc., etc. Right here we have, this is Capricorn. Capricorn, the glyph for Capricorn, the I use. 2 words symbolic for Capricorn. Okay? Saturn. Saturn rules Capricorn. Alright? The Earth, it's an Earth sign. Okay? It's a female sign. And it is for those born December 22nd, January 19th. It represents ambition, determination, responsible. It is a cardinal sign, which means it is active. And it also means cardinal is the beginning of a season. Okay? So Capricorn. This is a general reading. And what the general reading means is that we are putting your sun sign in the first house. If this were your birth chart, we would put the ascendant, which is the time of your birth, in the first house. So, therefore, if your ascendant sign is Capricorn, when I talk about the planets in the houses, that is more to your birth chart, more correct to your birth chart, than just using, okay, Capricorn in the sun sign ascendant position. Alright? I hope that you understand that. In other words, listen to this and also listen to your ascendant, which is your time of birth. Alrighty? Cool. Sun. Sun is going to be shining in Virgo. Okay, it starts out 8 degrees of Virgo, and Virgo is in your 9th house. Your 9th house of long-distance travel, higher learning, spiritual quest. Virgo, the I analyze, organized, analytical, practical. Alright, sun shining in there. What are you looking at? Is it long-distance travel? Is it spiritual quest? Is it higher learning? Because the sun is going to be shining on that. Okay, the sun in Virgo. You know, organizing. Are you planning to go on long distance travel? Are you planning to go for higher learning? Alright? If you look at the sun and the symbolism of the sun, it's one's essence, the spirit, husband, wife, father, vitality, and health. In doing general readings, you have to look at them symbolically and see where they play out in your life. Okay? Now, there's some really intense energy that's going on in September, and I'm also going to be doing another video. And I guess I got a little bit ahead of myself because I didn't continue about that sun. Okay, right now it's in the 9th house, but on the 24th it's going to be at 0 degrees of Libra, coming into your 10th house. So your 10th house is your career house. Okay, status, father, fame. Now, the 23rd is the fall equinox. And I'm going to be doing a separate video on the energy that's going to be attached to the solar eclipse on the 14th, 13th, depending on where you live. And then the full moon, super full moon lunar eclipse that is going to be on the 27th. Okay, so there's a whole lot of big time energy that is going to be happening. And light workers, star seeds, be sure to see that. You will most definitely relate to what I'm prophesizing. How's that? Okay, so we start out that new moon. Okay, now you will see the glyphs where it has Sunday is the sun, Monday is the moon. You'll see the day, the glyph. Okay, remember it's in home of. That's Cancer. Now the new moon are new beginnings. Okay, the moon represents your emotions, soul, mother, wife. It is the magnetism, as the moon and the tides. Okay, that is the same with the new moon. Okay, the new moon is going to be at 20 degrees of Virgo, and again, it is shining in your 9th house. What is going on in your 9th house? Your 9th house of long distance travel, higher learning, spiritual quests. Or are you thinking about taking a spiritual quest in order to heal some emotional pain that you might have? Do you really want to go to school to learn, but you might not have the money and might not realize the ability, potential to gain that wisdom from a public library? Okay, so many corporate require a piece of paper that says that you know something that you can go to a public library and learn also. Okay, so don't let limitations stop you. If you identify a problem, then you can find a solution. So don't focus on the problem, look for the solution. Now the full moon, that super full moon, there we go, that super full moon lunar eclipse on the 27th will be at 4 degrees of Aries. And 4 degrees of Aries will be in your 4th house of home, sacred space, property, mother. Okay, it has the I am energy in your 4th house. All right, it's that fire, the male, independence, courage, pioneer, the cardinal, active. That's the energy that you have that's going on when this full moon is coming in. And because of it being a lunar eclipse, I'm going to show you a photograph of my fairy mugshot that I took in 2006. This was on a Pisces lunar eclipse. And people say orbs are bugs, and I say yeah, and this bug stopped and posed for me. So there's going to be a thinning of the veils. All right, coming up this solar, the lunar, the whole month of September is going to be rocking and rolling with planetary energy, and a lot of people really won't know how to handle it. Mercury, the planet of communications. Now, I feel I feel energy, and I feel the energy of the planet Mercury is going to be very, very intense in September because Mercury is going retrograde. It's in Libra at 5 degrees. You know, Libra is that balance. You know, hopefully we have that balance. And Libra is in your 10th house, okay? Your 10th house of career, status, father, fame. What kind of communications, all right? We have the active intelligence. That is thought. You know, thought creates form. What are you thinking? Your siblings, relatives, mind, logic, reason, communication. And you can see at the bottom, Mercury retrograde, electrical, mechanical, communication, breakdowns. All right. Now this is going in your career house. So that means if you are signing contracts, make sure you go over it with a fine-tooth comb and only sign it if you have to. And if you're going to, the first week in September, it's still not so bad. But, I mean, it's retrograding on the 17th. And if I'm feeling the energy now, it's going to be a doozy. Back up your computers, back up all your systems, make sure your tires have air in them, make sure that your car has fluid. That's what you want to do. And when someone communicates with you, don't go all off the deep end if what they say could possibly have been misunderstood, because there's a chance that it could be misunderstood. All right? That's that communications. That's the thinking. It's not always thinking, straight and correctly, or rather even on the same wavelength. Now we have Venus. Venus is that goddess of love and beauty, the artistic taste, material possessions. All right? Venus is roaring in Leo. Leo is the I energy, the I will, the pride, confidence, the performer. It's a fixed sign, it's stable. And it is in your 8th house. Your 8th house of inheritance, taxes, past life relationships. All right? I'm sorry I didn't hold it up there, because you would have seen that the retrograde in Venus means laziness, drama, and a focus on money. So if you have noticed people doing that lately, it's not all just them. Okay? It's partly Venus to blame. And why let Venus get all the blame? Because we're going to say, guess what? Mars, that masculine energy, is going to be conjunct on top of Venus on September 1st. So, woohoo! Male, female energy on top of each other in the sign of Leo. Roar! That's no pussycat roar either. That is the roar of the lion. Okay? Inheritance, taxes, past life relationships. Venus retrograde has a tendency to bring in partners from the past. Okay? So if you're meeting a new one, Venus is going direct on the 6th. And yeah, Mercury's going to be going direct, but not until October the 9th. Alright? So there's a lot of communication snafus that could be a possibility of the month of September. Now, as well as lots of good stuff going on, we have Jupiter in Virgo that's going to be multiplying all that stuff that's going on. Okay? Okay. Alright, back. I get tickles in my throat, and if I don't pay attention to them, then they tend to haunt me. And I'm trying not to cough on air, because I'm not really editing these, I'm piecing them together. So, as I was saying about Jupiter multiplying, and Jupiter being in Virgo, and Virgo being in your 9th house, you see that spiritual quest on there, okay? Wisdom, expansion, long journeys, justice, law, truth, banking. What are you going to be doing with all of this extra energy, okay, in Virgo, which is getting organized in your 9th house, okay? So that's something to consider. It's multiplying 9th house. Did you always want to learn? Did you always want to travel? Well, if you're finding that there has been a restraint upon for some reason, then go to the library and get a book. Study about those faraway places that someday you will get to. As long as you keep it in your mind that you're going to get there. I mean, we don't fail until we quit. All right. And if we keep that possibility, thought creates form. Magically, things happen. Miracles do occur. I have seen them and experienced them far too many times to doubt it. So don't doubt it, okay? Saturn. Saturn's that teacher, that lord of karma, okay? Teacher of lessons, restraint, self-discipline, liberation. All right? Saturn was retrograde in Scorpio. All right? Scorpio, the I desire, intuitive, determined, intense, deep, dark, secretive. Alright, Saturn, retrograde, loss, depression, and pain. Yes, it has been quite painful for you with your 11th house of friends and associates, hopes and wishes. I guess you found out who your good friends are, haven't you? I desire, but who are your friends? Saturn's been there, and Saturn's still there, and Saturn is going to go into Sagittarius at 0 degrees on the 18th, and it will stay in Sagittarius, but right now it is 28 degrees of Scorpio, so it's still learning. Now it's going forward, so there isn't that loss, depression, and pain that's been hanging around your hopes and wishes. That cloud, why aren't I getting my hopes and wishes? Well, guess what? Saturn's moving on. Saturn's now moving on to the 12th house. The 12th house of karma, jail, secrets, hidden enemies, institutions, Sagittarius I see. So Saturn coming in there means that there's going to be a lot that you are going to see that has been hidden. And what can you do to make a change? Okay, Saturn coming in there, it's going to be changing things. As much as it's structure, it's also liberation. And things, secrets, those hidden enemies, those diseases, dis-ease. All that karma is going to be coming out. It's going to be revealed. What are you going to do in order to help it? Okay? Saturn, that teacher. Is it teaching you, or are you teaching someone? Uranus. Uranus is that unexpected, okay? And it takes about 7 years to go through one sign. And it represents unexpected change, freedom, invention, social reform, intuition, sixth sense, revolutionary liberation. Okay, sorry, just had to make sure it wasn't one of those local yellow jackets around here. That it looks like a big fly that made its way in. Alrighty, he's checking it out. Maybe a fly's trying to tell you something. What's that movie about the fly? There's people who are listening in on your conversations? Yep, me too. Let's go back to Uranus. Uranus, that unexpected. It is retrograde 19 degrees of Aries. Okay, so remember it's 30 degrees. So we're more than halfway through Aries. Aries, that pioneer. Aries, first out of the box. In Uranus, well, you know what? I said it was 19, halfway. Guess what? It's retrograde. So it's going backwards. So it's really thinking about it. It's really going to be here. And it's the individual, the nonconformist. What are you changing? Who are you changing yourself into? It's at your home, your sacred space, your property, your mother. Are you possibly going to be creating those nursing homes? Those elder homes, or the homes that deal and have the children, daycare, and the elderly. That was something that I thought about way back when my great-grandmother was in one of those elderly homes. You know, they loved when the kids come. Why didn't they have, you know, a daycare right there so that people could sit and watch the kids and interact? You know, how many children don't have a good elder to teach them, an elder who has grown wise from the pain that they have experienced, that could give knowledge, you know, impart some wisdom to spare the next generation some pain. That's what it's all about. Neptune, illusions, delusions. Are you seeing things clearly, or are you escaping through drugs and alcohol? Right now, the possibility of people getting that Christ-like consciousness is real, okay? Right now, Neptune is retrograde, so the truth is revealed. People are having more intuition. You know, they are listening, they are hearing, it is becoming more. Not exactly, you know, the fluoridated water calcified pituitary that kind of blocks a lot of the intuition. Okay, I mean, there's many things that certain people have done to harm many. And planetarily, it's going to come back and, as we say, bitch slap them. Okay? You know, karma. Karma is, you know, karma's coming around. What are you putting out? Are you putting out truth and justice? Or are you, you know, being that delusion with people because it's going into your third house? Communication, siblings, short trips, Pisces energy, imaginative, compassionate, psychic. So your communications are going to have more of an intuitive nature. You don't have to ask. You think of people and they call you. Okay? That is that intuition. Your siblings, you've always had that connection with your siblings. Are you going to be traveling to see your siblings? Are you going there to straighten things out? Pluto, death and regeneration. It's that transformation. And Pluto is in Capricorn, and it is retrograde in your sign. It takes 8 to 20 years to go through it. And as I said, it's retrograde, which means dealing with your inner fears. So Pluto has been sitting on you and saying, deal. You know, what is that inner fear that you're worried about? What do you need to do in order to change it? I mean, it's in your first house. Capricorn, that ambition, determination, responsibility. Well, you can assume you are responsible for responsibility. All right? Pluto, renewal of life force. Who are you transforming yourself into? Okay? Capricorn, that earth sign, that female. It is Mother Earth. Is it Mother Earth that you are becoming more in tuned to? Are you starting to hear Mother Earth cry because of the torment that is being done to a living organism? Do you have a way to create a free energy product that people could all share in? And if you do that, definitely don't let the government know about it and put it out there in public so people can share. That's the only way we're going to get it out there and ahead, because of the people who are holding a lot of hidden occult information from you. Not just that, but, I mean, the veils are thinning. The veils are thinning. We are not alone on planet Earth. We are spiritual beings in a human shell that does cease to exist and does turn to ashes. Okay? So our soul or spirit lives on. You know, there's many forms, many dimensions. And yes, it's not always you, you know. It's not always all about you. On the bottom, we have the sun, the happiness, the partnership, everything under the sun, everything's shining. It's happy, happy. Beneath you, that happiness, the grounded. Are you staying grounded to stay happiness? That is the energy that you have to work with. As we start them out, excuse me, we'll start out with the Princess of Pentacles. Okay, remember, this is a general reading. We are looking at it symbolically. As you will be told, the picture will tell a story. What is that story telling you? Princess is young. Princess is female. Pentacles is money. Pentacles is energy. Being that you are Capricorn, and you are all of those above. It's being more youthful, more childlike in who you are. If you are male, look to that feminine side of you to get that balance that you have been searching for. Honor both sides, the male and the female of self. Pluto is in there, so it's change and transformation. Either you're going to go with the flow or buck the stream. Either way, it'll be an exciting adventure. So, in the second house of finances, of earnings, of wealth, you have the King of Swords. The king meaning the older, the wiser, the swords, mental illness, communication, travel in your second house with Aquarius. Aquarius is the I know. Aquarius is an air sign. Swords is an air sign. Humanitarian, original, futuristic. How can you think of ways in which to increase your earning potential? What can you communicate to others about increasing earning potentials? Do you see ways that you can do conferences and increase it? And since we're in the third house and we have the Nine of Swords, the despair and cruelty, the Mars, the Gemini, the Mars, the work, the Gemini, the communications. In the house of communications, siblings, short trips. Remember, we have Neptune in there. You know, illusions, delusions, but the truth is revealed. Are we going to communicate with our siblings and start to reveal the pains that we have had? Are we going to make a trip to heal those pains of our past? We do not know what we do not know until we are taught, and sometimes what we are taught is not the truth. So if outside manifest as illness within, and resentments are like swallowing poison and waiting for someone else to die, well, it's better to get it out, say what you mean what you say what you mean, get it out, and heal thyself, than to keep it in and fester. In the fourth house, in the fourth house of home, sacred space, property, mother, you have the Hermit. You also have Uranus in there, so the unexpected changes. You have the Hermit in there. Is it an unexpected change if you were to stay at home, or would it be an unexpected change for you to leave your home? What is the change that will be going on? Are you finding contentment in your home where you always ran from before? Are you starting to communicate more with your home, with your siblings, with your family? What is the yin? What is the yang? Oops, sorry, almost put it down there. In the fifth house, fun, creativity, sex, children, you have the energy of Taurus in there. The I have, strength, patience, values. You have the Queen of Wands. Queen, older, female, wands, work. What is that story telling you? Taurus that's in there. Taurus is ruled by Venus, that goddess of love. Okay? Love, beauty, money, values in your 5th house. You value it, and I don't feel you blowing too much money frivolously. I see that you have worked for it and you're hanging on to it. In the 6th house, in the 6th house position of health, work, service, daily routines, you have the energy of Gemini. Gemini is the I think. It is communication, inquisitive, versatile. Are you communicating and finding that it is much better to communicate and get it all out? You have Mars and Pisces on the bottom of that glyph. You know, loving your work, finding out that, you know, happiness is, you know, working at what you love doing. I mean, you know, part of the reason that a lot of us are ill is because we do and say and think things that go against us, and we internalize it into our guts. You know, I wonder why a lot of us have big bellies. I don't think it's just the Mountain Dew and the Coke and all that other stuff. You know, it's a lot of the stuff that we hold in. You know, we hold in and we don't get out. We don't roar like that lion that we should sometimes. And speaking of lion, you have the 8, the Strength card, also symbol of Leo in there. And that is in your 7th house, excuse me, of partnerships, marriage, contracts, relationships. And you have the energy of Cancer, the I feel. Understanding, sensitive, emotional. Partnerships sound like they're on decent, firm grounds, that you're getting strength from those partnerships that you have, that you are experiencing. Now, the Star card. The Star is what they call a wish card, and it is in your 8th house. Your 8th house of inheritance, taxes, death, regeneration, past life relationships, wish card. Are you hoping for that twin flame to come back in and find you? Those past life relationships that are straight to the soul for the rest of this life and the next one onward? No, I am. Venus and Mars is right in there. You know, goddess of love, goddess of beauty, wish card in there, other people's money. What are you wishing for? What are you wishing for other people's money to be bestowed upon you? It looks like it just might be, honeys. Okay, 9th house. 9th house, you have the Queen of Swords. The 9th house is long distance travel, higher learning, spiritual quest. Queen. The Queen is that older, the female, the air sign, wisdom, knowledge, Jupiter. What are you learning? What are you doing? Are you the teacher? Are you the student? Be open, because no matter what, it's, I mean, look at that, how, you know, the Strength, the Star card, the Queen of Swords, I mean, that's, you have a lot of things going for you this month, Capricorn. You really, really do. So, things are way much better than you think they are. In the 10th house of career, status, father, fame, you have the 8 of Wands. And yeah, communications, it's going to come quick. I mean, just remember, you know, Mercury's in there also, okay? That communication, and it's retrograde. So when you are doing it, you know, I mean, yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it in your career. You're doing it. But remember what I said about watching those contracts. I mean, it's coming. It's it's going to flow. It's like, wow, yeah, Capricorn. You're on top of it. You are most definitely on top of things coming. Okay. Here we have Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is money, material works, and it's in your 11th house. Hopes, wishes, friends, and associates. And remember, Saturn was in there, and not was in there, is in there, was going to be, going to be moving back up to Sagittarius in the 12th house, but right now in your 11th house, you have found the friends that you need. You have found Saturn to be a good teacher who works for you and who works against you. You have very fruitful, promising friends, and your hopes and wishes are also very fruitful and promising. In the 12th house. In the 12th house of karma, jail, secrets, enemies, institutions. Those are hidden enemies. You have the energy of Sagittarius, the IC. Enthusiastic, adventurous, optimistic, and you have the Justice card in there, the 11. You also have the Libra, the balance that is in there, that Justice. As I was talking earlier about the karma, the hidden secrets, the hidden enemies, those institutions. What is it? What is it that you can bring out and bring it to the forefront? Where is that justice coming in? Sagittarius, you are fun-loving, but you're also of a higher ideal, okay? You stand for truth and justice. It's not always just fun-loving, even though, yeah, you like to go and you like to have fun and all the other kind of good stuff, and that's just Sagittarius, and that's just Sagittarius, okay? But what are you going to do with that, all right? Because on that top row is mutable, and that is coming from the past. It is the end of a season, so it is mutable, it is blending, it is more willing to blend into the next. And being that it's mutable, it stands for the past, symbolic of the past. So on the top row, you have the despair and cruelty, the perfected success, the Queen of Swords, and Justice. When people tell you things, how do you choose to take them? Do you internalize them? Or do you communicate back to them in the same form and fashion? Where is the justice in the communication? Okay? Best thing is to grow a thick skin. Let people say and think what they want and take it as nothing to you. Okay? That is their opinion. I'm not going to internalize it as an illness within me. All right, where is the justice of it? Where is the justice coming from that emotional, mental abuse in the past? Know that, yes, it will come around. It will be okay. Now, in the middle row, we have the future. But I'm going to go to the bottom row, okay? Because the bottom row is the cardinal. Those are the cardinal signs. That is what is going on right now. Right now, okay? You have that Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, the strength, the swiftness. Okay? Money is going to be coming in swift and quick. I mean, if you think about it, the energy has been flowing. You know, strength in the past, strength from the people around you, if you really think about it, and be grateful for what you have. And if you can't find that gratitude, then go out and find someone else who has less than you. Okay? Service is good for the soul. You know, don't stay in a pity pot. Get out and serve somebody else. You will find a feeling that you can't get by spending money on it. I mean, yeah, you can give $1 to somebody and it does make you feel good, but to give a person a smile and have that person smile back to you, you know, that's free. You know, that's free. That's no effort. Smiles are less energy than frowns. All right? Now, I guess you're wondering what's going on in that middle row, because you're seeing those pentacles and you know it's money, and you know beside it is the star, that wish card, you know. Then you have the Queen of Wands, and you have the King of Swords. So, future, okay, the fixed in the middle of a season, but it's in the future. What is coming? What is coming is good. You have your wish card in there. What is it that you wish? All right? Believe it. Thought creates form. What do you think? All right? Don't let the seeds of doubt that come in to destroy you. But also remember that when you are doing this wishing and all this other kind of good stuff, that you always have to put in for the higher good. Because we have free will, other people have free will. So when you're making the wishes, wish for, if you want to be specific, wish for Tom, Dick, or Harry, or something better than, or a greater potential than. So if you don't get Tom, Dick, or Harry, that means that that potential greater than will be coming. So if you want to lose the karmic, or learn it and then lose it, that karmic lesson of Tom, Dick, or Harry, because I want, because something in you is telling you that you want to learn that karmic lesson, okay? When you learn that karmic lesson, then remember to let go and to let God. Let that good orderly direction come flowing in your life. That if that wish, that want of that one ideal person does not come in, then that means that a greater ideal is on their way. So cash flow is looking very good. That fly is coming in. It looks like that fly is flying through, checking out the reading for you. So you got a fly on your wall that's listening to what you're saying. So if that's the case, say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean, and hide nothing, and you have nothing to fear. So make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Tell me what I'm doing, what you like, what you don't like. And my readings are readings. I don't put a limit. They just go with the flow. And when they come in, they go out. And sorry for some long, some short. But what comes through me is not of me. And we just have a good time. So, see you, love you, bye.